Hello everyone and welcome to a new episode of the Journaling Club podcast. My name is Simon.
And I'm Cynthia.
And we are together from Melo Days.
Yes.
And today's topic is...
daily journaling and what is it exactly?
Yes, so today we are going to talk about that. But first, I kind of want to apologize because we didn't do any podcast since a very long time. And we are just...
Yes, we've been very busy with other projects and we haven't had the time, but here's a new one.
Yeah. So actually we didn't really prepare it. So we'll see. It's like a test.
It's an improvised podcast. So hopefully we're not too bad.
Yeah. So I propose you to sit down, take maybe an iced tea like me. I choose
unless you're listening on the go or...
Oh yeah, or take a coffee.
It's a podcast.
Anyway, so me, I decided to try a Cosme tea, the Blue Detox pineapple flavored blend of green tea, mate and herbs.
It smells really good.
So I hope it's a good one. And what did you choose, Cynthia?
I chose water.
Just water, warm water.
I just have water next to me.
Anyway, so I think we can start right now.
Okay.
Okay, so Cynthia, can you tell me what is daily journaling for you?
For me, daily journaling is a journal where you write about your day, your thoughts, any idea that you have on your mind. It's like a diary if you want to pick another word for it.
Yeah. And I know a lot of people, when you post on Instagram, they always comment like they like your Bujo.
Yes.
But it's not a Bujo, right?
No. Well, I think there's like a confusion about Bujo and bullet journal, and because I think for me, whenever it's a dotted journal, a page with dots, they call it a bullet journal, which can maybe make sense because it's a dotted journal, bullets, points. Yeah. But most people who use the dotted journals is for planning and for doing planner spreads or trackers and, using it as a planner. But mine is a dotted journal, but it's not a Bujo per se for planning. It's for writing.
Yeah, because actually, so to put everything in its context, bullet journaling, the bullet journal is, let's say, a method created by Ryder Carroll.
Yeah.
And at the origin, it's mostly for planning. It's just they were using a dotted journal because it was easier to make a square graphic tracker and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But the purpose of it was to plan your days for the future and yeah.
In a clean, planning. Efficient way.
Yeah. And what you are doing, it's you're actually using a dotted journal. But it's for you write your memories, so it's you're not planning because it's souvenir.
Memories,
so,
yeah.
Memories, yeah. So it already happened.
Yeah.
And but now that I said that, I just want to say also it's not because you are doing a bullet journal that you can't do a daily journal inside. I know there's people that are mixing a bit everything.
Yeah.
But we just want to make the distinction, how you said that?
Yeah, make a clear distinction, yeah.
Yeah, the difference between what you do and what people think you are doing.
Yeah.
So maybe you can explain a bit, like why did you choose a dotted journal for your journaling, for daily journaling?
Okay. Well, in the very beginning, I actually started with a blank journal. So all the pages were blank. So it was blank paper, and it was really good for, I guess, if you want to just draw or keep as a sketchbook. But since I write, it was really hard to write straight lines. And I didn't want a lined paper because I draw in mine, and I don't really like the aesthetic of lined paper for my drawings. And so the in-between was dotted paper, dotted journal. And so that's why I use it, so I can draw and write good straight lines at the same time, and it helps with organizing.
So it's like it's a good compromise between the line and nothing.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's true, because if you have line and you are drawing, it will ruin the
it doesn't drawing. Look as nice. Well, in my opinion, for me.
Yeah. And do you think there is a best bullet journal?
The best bullet journal? No.
Well, what's the best for you? Mostly, it's subjective. So,
Subjective.
What's for you? What's the best one?
Well, for me, in my opinion, it's maybe going to be biased, but it's our reverie journal.
Yeah.
Because
okay, so maybe I shouldn't say like that, but
yeah.
What makes...
Oh, what makes a good journal a good
Yeah.
journal? Okay, well, for me, it has to have a good paper. So paper that means it's thick enough that there's no ghosting and that you don't see through on the next page when you draw or paint or use something.
Yeah, it's mostly like when you draw or paint, because
Yeah.
if you don't do that, the thickness of the page...
It doesn't really matter.
No,
Like if
yeah.
you're going to just use pencil or ballpoint pens, I mean, it's fine for
Yeah, you can go lower on the
grammar
yeah,
of the
on
paper,
on the thickness
thickness.
of the paper.
Yeah.
But yeah, okay. So for you, the thickness is important.
Also, I think there's also different textures.
Mm-hmm.
So, or coating or paper finishings. That makes a difference with painting or with using markers, I think, sometimes. So, I think it's just little details. If you're more picky and you're going to be more drawing and you notice little changes, then I think you're going to be more selective in your notebook paper. But if you are not so picky, then I think you can go with pretty much anything as long as there's no ghosting. So paper with a thick enough.
Let's say I'm a beginner.
Yeah.
And I want to start a daily journal.
Mm-hmm.
What do you advise me to start with?
With a journal?
Yeah.
I would say a journal with at least, well, it depends if you're going to be painting or not. If there's going to be watercoloring, I would at least say try for at least 140 or 160 thick paper. But you also have to make sure sometimes the paper is thick, but there's...
it's like the quality matters.
Yeah, the quality matters because there's some papers, it's really thick, but it's uncoated and there's still ghosting that goes through. So it depends on the quality of the paper.
Okay, but maybe like if I had to start one, I don't think I would really know
which one
if I'm going to paint or anything. So maybe I should start with maybe just a basic one.
Yeah.
And just to see, maybe to develop my style at the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
This is why I'm thinking. I think a basic one should do the job at first, and maybe after a few weeks or months, if first it will help me to know if I really like it, and if I continue and I feel like maybe frustrated because the medium that I'm using go through the paper, or I see through because of the ghosting.
Yeah.
Or if I want to paint and I see actually the paper doesn't handle the water, it will help me to decide for like the
next one you choose.
The next one, yeah.
Yeah.
But and if I notice actually I don't feel like painting, or I just prefer to stay basic, maybe I don't need to go to something too fancy. And,
no, because some notebooks can get expensive.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's not great if you're paying a lot.
Okay, so let's just keep me as an example.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to start a daily journal because I really like the aesthetic, and I feel like I want to write, but I don't really know what to write about. How
to start?
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, I get this question a lot on Instagram. People ask, "Oh, what do you write about?" Or like, "How do I start? Like, where?" And well, I always say, you can write about anything you want, basically. I mean, it's your journal. If you want to write, if you have like a thought or something in your mind and you want to write about that, you can write about that. If you want to write about your day, you can write about your day. Or some, let's say you learned something new and you thought it was really interesting, you can write that down, or you can write quotes in your journal.
It's like you can use your daily journal as a kind of personal development tool.
Yes, you can do that too. Yes.
Yeah. And by what you say, it sounds like it should be a great way to practice your writing.
Mm-hmm.
I know me, for example, I'm not a great writer. It's like I can get ideas and stuff, but I'm not really good at putting my writing or my ideas in a good form. Let's say that. And I think like if I was doing that every day, forcing myself to write, maybe I can get better. I think it could be a great way to improve your writing.
Well, it depends on what you mean by writing. Like if you're planning on writing stories, or if you're just writing for yourself, like as in your diary. Because if you're writing for yourself, I don't think it really matters if you're great at writing or not, because it's for you, and maybe that's your writing style. Because I think everyone has a writing style, and maybe one person has really like fancy way of writing, but that's them. And maybe someone is more basic or more simple and use more words that are more simple, and there's nothing wrong with that, because it's for you, and if for you you're fine.
Yeah, that's true.
So I don't think you should that should be like something that should stop you. If you don't, but I'm not a great writer. But you're writing for yourself. It's not a report you're going to turn in. Someone's going to give you a grade. Yeah. No one has to read it. It's personal.
That's true. And just saying that remind me. There's a lot of people they don't dare to post any photos of their journal online because of that. And yeah, that's true. It's a personal journal, so it's hard to share everything to the world.
Yeah.
And but you can blur anyway. So don't forget that there is app online that you can use to blur. Sometimes not that aesthetic though. But there's always a way to blur your writing if you want to.
Yeah.
And I had a question for you. So, is there any? Did you notice any improvement on the skills
of how I write?
Yes, I mean, since you're doing a daily journal.
Yeah, I remember my first journal. When I look back at it, I'm like, whoa, my writing is not that pretty. It doesn't look that great.
Oh, you mean the way you write?
Yeah, the way I wrote. The
okay.
Visual. Well, my visual, the journal has changed quite a bit, and it's not the same as how it was in the beginning, which is a good thing. It shows I've improved.
Okay, so so you improved.
But you mean
writing.
in my writing style?
Oh no, anything could be anything. I was just curious if since how long you are writing now?
I don't know, 4 years.
4 years.
I
guess
in 4 years.
Okay, well at least 3 years. Let's say.
Yeah, let's say at least 3 years.
And since 3 years now, you notice that your writing is better.
Yeah, my writing, my drawing style has improved. My coloring.
Yeah, okay.
So I think everything in general has improved. Writing.
But do you think it's because you do it every day, or it's?
Yeah, well, I don't always do it every day.
Okay.
But I mean, when it's when I have time.
Okay.
Sometimes I'm too busy, or I don't really have anything to write about, or I'm not really feeling creative, so I don't write or do any drawings or do anything in my journal. But yeah. So
if you have to give an estimation, like how many times a week do you write in your journal?
In the 7 days?
Yeah.
4.
Maybe 4. Okay.
Maybe 4.
And for how long?
It depends. It depends if I'm drawing or just writing.
If it's just writing?
If it's just writing, I don't know, 20 minutes.
20 minutes? So yeah, everybody can do that actually. Everybody can find 20 minutes to write in his journal.
Your journal, yeah.
And for the drawing?
It depends on the drawing.
The kind of drawing?
If it's elaborate or something, because maybe if I'm watching TV and journaling at the same time, so it can be like an hour, but I'm taking my time drawing. Yeah,
because you're watching TV at the same time.
And I'm watching TV.
So it's not pure focus on the drawing. Okay. And because I think a lot of people, they ask that, how long does it take you to finish a
spread? Two pages?
Yeah, I know it depends too.
Yeah, but right now, while I think of it, sometimes I get maybe like 6 days or 4 days, so 6 days, 5 days. It depends on how much I write. Like if sometimes I have something to write about, so it'll take more space. But if sometimes it's just like a paragraph, a few sentences, and that's what I wrote all for the day, so there's really no rule if you should write tons or a little bit or, something.
Okay. And so now I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
It's there's people, they can't draw. I mean, they will try and they will never manage to draw. So what do you advise them to, if they want to keep their journal pretty?
If you don't know how to draw or...
It's actually, I already know the answer because I imagine they can use stickers, right?
Yeah.
So I know I should have said that already instead of asking you the question.
Yeah, there's stickers, there's washi tape. You can use cutouts from magazines or there's anything you can print out, printable stickers or stuff that you find online.
Yeah,
but don't steal photos and stuff that are not yours because that's illegal and that's not right and fair to the artists. But yeah, there are sources and places where you can get images that are for free for you to use and stickers.
Yeah, and so little advertisement for us. Mm-hmm. You can find free printables on mymailerdays.com.
Yeah.
So there's a good amount of free printables, so you can just go there, download them, and they're also on Pinterest. If you're curious, you can go take a look and let us know what you think about them. It might help you to decorate your journal.
Yeah.
So yeah, so you can use stickers. There is washi tape. As you said, you can cut out magazine, and so there is always a way to decorate your journal actually. And do you have anything else that you would like to add to that podcast or no?
No, but no, but if you have never tried daily journaling or you normally do a Bujo and you are looking for something new that you want to try or you're looking for new ideas, I think, you can start writing about your day. Maybe you already do, but your ideas, your dreams, thoughts, and just
anything that you have in mind. You can actually we write an article on the blog about the creative way to
ideas,
but
to write about in your journal. Because I know some people, they ask, they're like, oh, I want to keep a journal, or I want to do the same as you, but I don't know what to write about, or I don't know how to start. And I think the beginning is always a little difficult when you're trying something new, because you don't want to mess up, or you're like, oh, I don't want to make it look ugly. But I think once you start, you're going to find your style, and and the ideas and the thoughts that you want to write, they'll come, and it'll come kind of natural once you get into the rhythm of it and the decorating, and you find little cute things that you like to put in your journal, and it's going to become you and your style.
And it's like everything actually. You can't start something new and already imagine it's going to be great.
Yeah.
You see a lot of people, they post their nice journal on the Pinterest, Instagram, and the social media, but they started too. So you all start from somewhere, and if you want to try, if it's what you want, you should just try. Maybe it won't be that nice or great at the beginning, but it's like everything.
And anyways, style always changes over time. Like I know mine has, so it's normal, the changing and everything.
And anyways, like if you write for yourself, if you write your memories and stuff, even if it's not that pretty, quote unquote pretty, you will always still be happy to read that in the future.
Yeah,
I imagine.
Yeah, it's always interesting.
A little tip: don't write anything you can regret. So you always have you're always happy to read what you wrote before, and you can see the improvement.
Or if you actually just write about anything, you'll see, whoa, my personality, or you'll find that you've changed over time, or you'll see how you were. I don't know. Maybe there's some good or bad surprises.
Okay, Cynthia, so I think it's good for today.
Yeah.
But before to stop it, do you have, because you remember what you were doing before?
Oh yes, we're doing a tip.
A tip or anything that you recommend, or something that you try, or anything not necessarily journaling related that you want to share with the community? Do you have anything?
Give me a moment to think. Okay, well, I didn't think of anything, but Simon has an idea, a tip.
Well, it's not really a tip.
Okay.
It's not a tip at all. But recently I watched on Netflix the documentary called Notorious, or The Notorious. It's about Conor McGregor. I don't think anybody here will really...
What is he?
What is he? He's a MMA fighter from the UFC.
Okay.
And it's a documentary about actually his life. It's, well, me, I find it pretty interesting because, I mean, he started from nowhere, from nothing, like from the bottom. And it's interesting that they managed to film like actually his beginning until where he is now. And well, for me, it's pretty inspiring. I know a lot of people, they might find him kind of like cocky, the way he is, but I don't know, I just find that it's interesting, and I understand the way he is like that. It's maybe to motivate him and everything. And well, if you are not into fight, I mean, how do you say that? Fight sport?
Yeah, sports fighting.
Yeah, I don't. Maybe it's not for you, but just for the documentary about his life, I think it's still interesting, and just me, it reminds me that I think everybody can manage to make something of. I won't say of his life. Everybody doesn't have the same goal, but if you have a bit of ambition, you can do great things.
With hard work and determination, you can achieve your goals.
And yeah, everybody has his level, of course. But it's interesting. So me, I really liked it, and I recommend it.
Okay. So I did watch some of it, and it was pretty good. I mean, I'm not really into sports at all, or I, that kind of stuff. But I think just the way it was filmed in the documentary, and that I think life has ups and downs, but you have to stay positive and kind of thing. And with hard work, and you're determined to get to what you want, your goal, you can do it.
Anyway, just the fact to say that it's. If this guy was writing a journal, it might be interesting to see. I mean, even for him, like, if he started to write from the beginning and until where he is now. The process, the doubt he had, or
challenges.
All that. It's maybe that's why also I like journaling, like what you do, because you keep you're tracking your life.
Yeah, it's a written documentary if you are writing, enough for it to be that way.
So yeah, that was my recommendation. Do you have something, Cynthia, or no? No, you have nothing?
Whenever he asks me this question, I go blank.
Okay, so we'll try to think of something for next time.
Yeah.
I'm glad if you are still here. Thank you for your support and everything. And see you next time.
Yeah, thank you for listening.
Bye.
Bye.